Good afternoon, cult members, and welcome to the Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And this is our Oscar nominations special. On Thursday the 17th, we got the new news for the Oscar nominations.
It's a very special
Oscar
Oscar
Pop Culture Cult episode.
episode.
We have to tell Timmy he has AIDS. We're going to only cover the big six and animated features. All the other like technical awards and all the all that stuff we will talk about probably in the big show on Monday. Right. But for purposes of this, we just want to talk about the big six because there was some stuff that happened, some surprises and some snubs, and we're going to go over it real quick.
Yep.
We're going to go backwards and then finish with Best Picture stuff.
Right.
So we're going to start off with animated feature. The nominees are Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs, Mira, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and who should be the winner, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Right. I didn't know Brad Bird did Incredibles 2.
Yeah. He actually that was his first thing back to Pixar was Incredibles 2. Okay. So
I'm sure I did and I just forgot. But
yeah. We've talked about it on the show multiple times. It's Into the Spider-Verse.
It should be.
It should be. Yeah.
Yep. That's all I got.
Incredible.
We saw Incredibles 2. It was awesome, but I wouldn't say it was like cutting edge, nothing, Isle of Dogs, maybe it's claymation or stop motion.
Yeah.
So, the Oscars, people really like that, but...
And it's Wes Craven, who they like.
Yeah, but
stuff.
They did...
Wes Craven?
Yeah, Wes Craven.
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson. Yeah, that would be a darker Isle of Dogs.
And now I want to see that.
But they did, like some of the Nightmare Before Christmas, and it's been done before, and I think it's been recognized before. So
yeah. So
Spider-Man.
It's Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. If it's not Spider-Man, then there's going to be riots. Best Director. We got Spike Lee for BlacKkKlansman. This is his first director nomination for an Oscar, which is re-goddamn ridiculous.
Yes.
Pavel Polanovsky for Cold War. We will talk about Cold War a couple different times. Yorgos Lanthimos, the favorite. Alfonso Cuarón for Roma and Adam McKay for Vice.
Right.
No Bradley Cooper.
Right.
Which is probably somewhat of a big upset, I'm believing.
Yeah, so the Best Picture is the only one that has 10?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody else has 5?
And it's not like the Golden Globes where they break it up into comedy and musical and then drama. It's everybody.
Well...
Cold War getting in, Pavel Polanovsky getting in for Cold War. Cold War was on no one's radar.
Right, but it's the Oscars and they've got to do an artsy...
That's Roma.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
and
I don't know.
But the thing they talked about on For Your Consideration today on Collider was the Academy is bigger than it's ever been. It's tripled in size in the last 2 years with a focus on diversity.
Right. So younger
and women and minorities and stuff like that, which is beautiful and perfect and amazing. However, with that, you're going to get something like Cold War because...
Okay.
Or Roma, because Roma, Netflix, and all that kind of stuff. But
right. Well, Roma makes sense. And Cold War, both of those make sense for the old Oscar crowd.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
That's true.
BlacKkKlansman and Vice make more sense for, especially BlacKkKlansman, makes more sense for this younger, diverse crowd.
Yeah.
The Favorite, that's kind of typical.
Yeah, but everybody's loved The Favorites. The Golden Globes, the SAG, the Producers Guild, everybody's
and I love The Favorite.
Choice.
I, in my heart, want Spike Lee to win just because I like to root for the underdog.
And I would love to see that speech. Although...
Finally, bitches!
Alfonso Cuarón being nominated for Mexican Hispanic language black and white movie in the times that we currently sit within the country. This is the thing that Scott Mantz brought up today. It's not my original idea. It's Scott Mantz. He feels that he's going to win, and kind of Hollywood kind of stick it to.
Yeah, but they did that at the Golden Globes. I mean, that was the foreign.
And we
press,
got Guillermo del Toro last year for Shape of Water. So it'd be 2 years in a row we have a Mexican director win. I think Bradley Cooper should have at least gotten nominated. Is really what it comes down to. And
but I think it was a toss-up between him and Spike Lee.
Honestly,
I think
honestly, and I think it gives him a better chance for another thing that we're going to get into in a minute. Best Supporting Actress, we got Amy Adams for Vice. Okay. Mariana de Trevina for Roma. Tavira.
Sure.
Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk, and then the bitches from Favorites, Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz. Everyone says it's Regina King's to win. She won the Golden Globe. It's
sure. We haven't seen If Beale Street Could Talk. We said before with the Golden Globes that Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz are honestly a toss-up. They both had amazing performances.
Yeah.
I personally think Emma Stone just a hair over Rachel Weisz,
Probably,
but they were both amazing. And Amy Adams was okay, but I don't know that was an Oscar-worthy performance.
I don't think so either. Vice got a ton of love from the Oscars this year. If I were gonna take one out without seeing Roma, and that's the upset is Mariana is the one who got that nomination.
Right.
If I were to take one out, I would take Amy Adams out and put Emily Blunt in for Quiet Place. Even though I haven't seen that performance, having a Quiet Place after what happened with Get Out last year would be a nice
But that's not really supporting actress.
Well, but she was for supporting actress. That's where everybody had been putting her was in that
makes no sense.
We're going to talk supporting actor here in a minute. There's one in there that makes no sense either.
Yeah.
So, but and why?
From what I understand, I actually did a little bit of research. From what I understand, it's screen time. However, in A Quiet Place, there is no other female in that movie that has more screen time than she does.
Right.
So I don't understand her as supporting actress.
Is she supporting the main character of?
You could say she is the main.
I don't know. I don't know. It's that gray kind of weird area. Supporting actor, we got Mashara Ali. No. Mashara Ali. I'm going to get it. For Green Book, Adam Driver for Black Klansman, Sam Elliott for Star is Born. His first ever Oscar nomination. Nice. Richard E. Grant for Can You Ever Forgive Me, and Sam Rockwell doing an impression of George W. For
that
Vice.
Was pretty amazing.
He is really, really good, but Timothée Chalamet didn't get nominated for A Boy Erased. No, Boy Erased.
Boy Erased. Yeah.
Well, there was another one they were talking about today. Steve Carell as Romney. No. Anyways, they were
from Vice.
From Vice was a better performance than Sam Rockwell. I thought Sam Rockwell was really good, and actually he's one of the better parts of that movie, at least for me. But I can't argue that he probably shouldn't be on this list. But
I mean,
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. He was amazing.
He was good, but
I know. I'm okay with any of them. We haven't seen Can You Ever Forgive Me, but I'm okay with any of them. I would really love for Mahershala Ali to get it, but I'm okay with any of them.
He got one last year for Moonlight. Nah.
Was that last year or the year before?
It might have been the year before. But come on, if Sam Elliott wins, you know that place is going to go apeshit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about actress in a leading role. We got the leading girl from Roma.
Yeah. Yalitza
Sure.
Aparicio.
It's her first ever actor anything was her role in Roma.
And she gets
an Oscar nomination. Glenn Close for The Wife, Olivia Colman for The Favorite, Lady Gaga for The Star Is Born, and Melissa McCarthy for You Never Really Forgive Me. None of these are a big surprise. This was the 5 all year. It's probably going to go to Glenn Close. I really like to see Olivia Colman win it. Since they both won Golden Globes, maybe they could split the award.
Just give it to Lady Gaga
and so that way they kind of spread out evenly.
Yeah, everybody gets them.
But yeah, there's just, I mean, we haven't seen Can You Never Forgive Me, but we've done pretty good on Oscar movies. But it's everybody's saying Glenn Close is the winner. It's nothing really anything.
Yeah.
Leading actor, we have Christian Bale for Vice. We have Bradley Cooper for A Star Is Born. We have William Dafoe for At Eternity's Gates. We have Rami Malek for Mo-Rap, as I've been calling it all day.
Mo-Rap.
And Viggo Mortensen for Green Book. Now, everybody's saying William Dafoe is kind of the surprise here. I have never even heard of At Eternity's Gates until today.
No.
I like William Dafoe. This is like the one with Florida Project last year that he got nominated for.
Yeah.
A movie that nobody saw, but like 5 people who vote in the Academy. And okay, it was more than 5. But I think this is a three-way race between Christian, Bradley, and Rami Malek. And it's all going to come down to what the Academy voters hate least. And I'm saying that like as a positive thing. Do they hate Dick Cheney
more or less
than a 4th time somebody playing a character, the 4th time a character has been portrayed,
right?
Less than somebody working for someone who probably could never get a job in the industry again with Bryan Singer.
Oh,
so it's.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Christian Bale because if you're going to do what they did with Gary Oldman last year, playing Winston Churchill,
yeah,
and Christian Bale was Dick Cheney in that movie.
Yeah,
I really, really love Bradley Cooper's performance.
I thought that they all, we didn't see, like you said, we didn't see it in Attorney's Gate, but I thought they all really embodied and portrayed the people that they were. Rami Malek went through physical changes, with the teeth. Viggo Mortensen gained a ton of weight.
Yeah.
Christian Bale gained a ton of weight. So I mean, I really feel, and Bradley Cooper became a country singer.
Yeah.
They all,
yeah.
The 4 of them really changed physically or whatever, but
it's a toss-up. I would be okay with any of the. I'd be okay with any of them winning, really.
Yeah, I mean, William Dafoe. He
always is in that conversation of great actors, and you always forget, like, oh my God, William Dafoe can act, guys.
Yeah. Well, he did that Hollywood Insider Roundtable thing.
Yeah,
one of the ones that I watched. It was really good.
There's an interesting conversation that we are now going to have about Best Picture.
Yeah.
I want to start with they nominated 8
of the 10
slots.
Yeah.
Again, because of their math and the way they do their math, they are never going to get to 10. If you're going to have 10 slots for Best Picture, just put in the next 2 highest scores to have those show up and be there. If, I'm just throwing this out there, if Beale Street and Into the Spider-Verse were the next 2 highest vote getters, you put them on the docket and give them the right and just recognition of being nominated for Best Picture.
It's a thing.
Put them on the list.
It's a thing. You get to put, when that movie comes out on DVD and when all of those people do their next job, they get to put that they were in the Oscar-nominated movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and
even if they're not going to win.
And that means stuff for people who work in the industry. And I'm not just talking about directors and producers and editors and actors. I'm talking about the key groups
Yeah.
and the catering and
Yeah.
like they get
It looks nice on your resume.
yeah, and so the 8 nominees in alphabetical order: Black Panther, Black Klansman, Mo Rap, The Favorite, Green Book, Roma, A Star Is Born, and Vice. This will be the first year we will probably see all of the Best Picture nominations. Roma is the only one we have not seen this year.
Yes, and it's on Netflix.
And it was a Netflix.
I mean, we can probably watch it.
Netflix killed it. They had Netflix had 18 nominations, 14 nominations, or something like that, for a streaming service that wasn't going to get recognized by the Academy. Let's just go down them really fast. Black Panther. I don't want to say it this way, but I really think that this is a make good.
I think that there has been clamoring for months in the industry that this had better get nominated.
Right.
And so that's probably what happened.
For all of the reasons outside of the movie itself. Why it should get
if it
nominated.
Wins, that would be amazing, and
Yeah,
I would be very shocked.
I would be very shocked too. But it getting nominated, the first comic book movie ever get Best Picture. It wasn't even my favorite comic book movie this year.
Yeah.
But
it was good.
But it was good. I
Yeah.
really like it, and for, like I said, all the non-movie reasons and stuff like that. Black Klansman getting nominated is a big deal.
Yeah.
Again, Spike Lee gets a nomination for Best Picture. This movie has had legs since February. And it's been one of those ones where people have started finding it later in the year, and they are coming around to how good it is.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It's a great movie. Hence, Adam Driver, David Michael Williams, who was the lead, did not get a nomination. I wouldn't be surprised if he was like 6th in the voting. Mo Rap, we've talked about it a bunch. It's probably one of the top 2 or 3 favorites to win overall. It's just an amazing movie. From our point of view, we know what the flaws are with that movie. I could point out flaws in all these movies.
Right.
Favorite, the 3 girls and what they do in that movie, the way it's shot. The end's a little weird, but the way it's shot, cinematography, the set, the clothing, it's in its period piece, of course, is going to get nominated by the Academy. Green Book, the Driving Miss Daisy Through the South. That movie is very well directed. Farley, who was the director, did not get nominated for Green Book for Best Director, but the way that movie is shot and dealing with race in the South in the 60s and a friendship and based off of a real story and a real book and stuff like that. Roma, we haven't seen it. There's it's in Spanish, it's in black and white. There's no soundtrack, no score to it. It's apparently visually stunning, whatever. Star Is Born, we've talked about Star Is Born a bunch on here. I think it's probably the best movie of the year for me. But it's like I said, the 4th movie to be told, and Vice.
Yep.
Which is getting a ton of love by everybody who lives in California, but
right, because it's about a Republican vice president
and how he manipulated the system and stuff like that. So, of these 8, who are your front runners? I'm not gonna make you like pick one. This is gonna be the winner. Give me your thoughts on which ones you think are in the conversation.
It's hard to say because, like you said, the Academy has changed. The people have changed. I could see Vice. I could see Green Book. Green Book or Black Klansman. One of those for the black vote. And The Favorite because it's artsy
and girly and
But honestly,
girl power kind of
I,
thing.
any of them.
I feel the way that it's kind of leaning right now. There's either going to be two different scenarios that are going to happen. You're either going to get Stars Born, Bohemian Rhapsody, Roma, are going to be the ones that are going to be the quote unquote favorites for all of that. For all of those
Stars
reasons.
Born is going to be that would be an upset.
I think it could be an upset.
Yeah.
I think it would be a big upset because, again, the fourth telling of that story. However, so it's one of the four of them. We could probably throw Vice in there. So one of the four of them. Or in an effort to get Black Panther nominated, everyone put it as their top choice. And it wins. Because they made such a huge deal about putting this popular vote in, and then everybody realized how stupid of an idea it was. And then the next conversation they had was they made that category so Black Panther can get an Oscar nomination.
Yeah.
So then there was a campaign, not by Marvel or Disney, but by the world as a whole to get Black Panther nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
That means if the Academy voters out there, to make sure that it's tripled the size in the last 2 years, to make sure it gets in there, they voted it 1, 2, or 3 to make sure it get on the list.
Yeah.
So then Black Panther, I'm calling it, is going to be Best Picture, and the world will explode. Because it's already exploded that on 2 of the different Facebook movie pages that I follow, both of them had long, very not nice conversations about Black Panther being voted for Best Picture. Like
wow.
They had to stop they stopped the thread. The admins came in today. So it would be awesome because I love anarchy. I know
does.
Black Klansman will win. So overall, pretty much what we thought was going to be for the Oscars.
Yep.
Only a couple of small things. There's some other stuff, like I said, we'll talk about on the big show.
Yeah, we'll talk about the other stuff on Monday.
There's some upsets on the, I'll say, lower tier Oscar nominations that could be throwing remotes through TVs, conversation kind of part stuff. Any last words?
Nope.
Anything that you guys think? Let us know. Give us your best picture your best picture winner. Or at least maybe reduce it down to a smaller group. Let us know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to the page, leave us a comment, follow us on Patreon, follow us on social media. All of that information is in the description. And now we're gonna go work out. Till next time, good afternoon, cult members.